Hey, I'm Rob from Kimpex, joined today by Elliot from Bull-it Jeans. Elliot, thank you for joining today.
Rob, thank you for having me.
What do we have here in front of us?
So this here is sort of our flagship in terms of protection. This is our AAA rated jean. So
Wow.
in terms of a jean, this is, or any sort of garment really, this is the top spec you can achieve on the latest CE standard. And really doesn't compromise a whole lot. You know, you're still getting a very, very lightweight jean with all the bells and whistles at the very highest spec. So, you know, if you're interested in having the best of the best, this is the place to look.
So this is the highest level of safety ratings that basically exists, right? Is that not the top level? Yeah,
that is the
it doesn't
top level.
Doesn't get higher than that.
No, not at all. So, you know, we had a look at the tactical as well today, and there's a few small changes between that, because as we spoke about, the tactical being a single layer has all of the protective yarn in the denim itself. So really, it's not a million miles away from being a AAA in itself, surprisingly, or not so surprisingly for the Covert. But this here, all we've done is there's a slightly higher percentage of Covert in the denim here itself, which sort of allows the zones 2 to reach the level it requires. And then for zone 1, we've got our Covert light liner in the seat and the knees, which just pushes it over the edge there for that AAA rating. So, you know, in terms of that garment, it's about as protective as you'll get. So you'll see here, you know, behind the mesh, the liner there itself. So that is all it really requires to push it over to a AAA. So this really speaks volumes about the tactical as well, in terms of that being a single layer. But of course, this here being the AAA, how light it allows you to keep the jean as well, because that is the only additional amount of protection you need to reach that top standard. Similar to our other jeans as well, you know, keeping on that topic of it being very light and very wearable, we've got new armor pockets for this year. So similar to the bobbers that you have, we have the underslung entry cotton pockets, so it's really, really nice and comfortable on your skin. Because of course it's all well having the highest rated garment you can possibly have, but you know, being a jean, you want it to look like an everyday item of clothing, and more importantly, especially riding, you want it to fit and feel like
and feel
a normal
comfortable.
pair of clothes.
As in terms for the cut of this jean, would you call this, I see here it says it's a straight cut, so it's not a skinny jean, it's a straight cut jean.
Yes, so a straight cut jean, you know, in terms of, to put it very or easily, if you're thinking about something like a Levi's 501, the fit is very similar to that.
Right.
Of course, just with the protective element added onto it. The Covert we do in a slim as well. So for the Covert, you get 2 color options. You get the sort of washed black here and an indigo blue, and that is available in the slim and straight. So this, of course, being the more 501 cut, and the slim just being more of a taper, you know, whether you have a slightly smaller frame or if that's how you like to wear your jeans.
In terms of the length of those, because of course they have all the standard sizes for waist, but what about the length of the leg? Is that offered in different lengths as well, or?
It is, yeah. So in keeping with all of our products, we do offer 3 leg lengths. So you get short, you get regular, and you get long. So our short leg is 30 inches on the inseam. It's slightly different. You know, it's cut a little bit long just to compensate for ride up when you're on the bike.
Sure, yeah.
But you know, that's what we sort of recommend it for a 30-inch inseam. We then have the regular, which is 32 inches, and the long, which is 34 inches. If you do find you're on either end of the spectrum, we do an extra small and an extra long, but that's only available in the Icon 2 straight that we looked at earlier today.
It's still very customizable, and I personally do take mine as in a 30-inch, and I thought the fit was perfect. So there was no adjustments needed to be made after you buy the pants. You don't have to take it somewhere to get the pants fixed, which would be good because, of course, that might just compromise the stitching, because this stitching is protective stitching that is made to reach the standards, the safety standards that this jean has, right, the AAA.
That's it, of course, yeah. So, you know, being the absolute top of the standard, there's a lot for it to sort of live up to. So you'll see that in terms of the seams, as you've mentioned, everything's either double or triple stitched accordingly. And of course, being compliant in all other areas, you know, it has the burst resistance, it has the tear strength to push it up to that top level.
Right, because as I was mentioning, as we were talking a little bit earlier, there's not just the abrasion resistance, but there's also the burst resistance at the seams, and where it seams up at you, up here at the waist and whatnot. It all has to be, it's one thing for it to be able to slide, but it has to stay on your body as well, and this achieves all of those things. So thank you very much. This is, if you're looking for the highest rated jean that they have, protection-wise, this is it. Thank you for the information today, Elliot. Do appreciate it.
No problem at all, Rob. Thank you.
And thank you for watching. If you want any more information, go to kimpex.com for details on this. Thanks for watching.